Good evening, friends. Mr. Jagadish Shetty, Mr. Prasanna Kumar, Dr. Girdhar Upadhyaya, Mr. Nikuncha, Virant Hindu Sangam for doing this excellent program and taking the lead, and my friend Sri Iyer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege for me to be here in front of you on this occasion. To be very frank with you, I do not know what occasion was. I had to read the book, and Sri said there's a book released. I has been traveling, hence, I do not know what C really stands for. But there is one C stands for corruption, which should be eliminated from this country, which is the biggest enemy to this growth of this nation. That's a must. I do not know what all Sri is talking about it. I may to read the book. As and when we all read the book, we'll know more about it and address that. But I must appreciate Sri. He was introduced to me by Professor Vaidyanathan some time back. Since then, I've been watching closely, watching Sri, what all the activities he has taken up. He has been a serial entrepreneur and sitting in a very comfortable place, California, and he is a technology guy. He could be doing, creating new enterprises and making lots and lots of money. That's a Silicon Valley, sitting in the helm. Giving up that, taking up something for the sake of the nation, I really appreciate Sri on that. It's a great inspiration. I always used to wonder, I started this business with about $1 million way back in 1998. Today, Shriram Properties has grown to be $1 billion enterprise. But I always wonder, what do you do with all this money? You cannot do with this money. And at the end of the day, you can eat only maybe 3 idlis if you're my size, maybe 2. Maybe somebody else's size, maybe street size, maybe 3, not beyond. And maybe a little curd rice in the evening. Nothing beyond that. But at the end of the day, everyone, when the calling comes in, when Jagadish Shetty talked about Rama Rajyam and all that, even Rama at the end of the day could not live beyond particular period. God himself could not live beyond particular period, and whatever the material wealth which has been created, he could not carry. And we are all sure that we are not going to carry even one rupee or dollar, I do not know. Maybe for you dollar, for us it's rupee. But what do you do with this? I really appreciate. This is what, my inspiration with my friend Sri, that, you should do something back to the society. I really appreciate that. One thing, which is a deep concern. One is corruption is one concern. The another major concern, probably I would call G stands for greed. We need to look at greed as one. Greed leads to a lot of corruption. How do we control this greed? Then Mr. Jagadish Shetty talked about this 5, principles with which, the institution is standing. We talk about glorious past. Which is, something phenomenal. I don't think, why I don't think. It's a certain that no other country has this kind of a history. And it will take another 10,000 years for some other country if they start working towards having a history of what India is today. But the way we are marching backwards today, some other country will come in maybe in about 500 years time at par with Indian or Indian heritage. That's the major issue, and we need to address that. The second one, represent the right history. I'm sure, our HRD ministry has taken up some steps to do that. They are doing a right job on that. I don't want to comment on language Sanskrit. Everyone knows about it. The economic values integrate human values. That's, I think, is the most critical one. How do we integrate your human values with economic values? Only when that is done, the greed will get out. That's very important. India is a great society. We all feel proud about it. But how do we translate into action? Somebody gave me a book 3 weeks ago. I casually flipped on one page. That page talked about why in the creation of God, animals did not evolve like human beings evolved. It talks about maybe one reason. Human beings know how to gossip. Animals do not know how to gossip. Maybe because of that, human beings evolved what we are today. Not sure. That book, is little sarcasm about talking about it. Probably is it the gossip which is a negative growth for human beings? One needs to take a deep dive into it. The other one I really enjoyed Mr. Shetty's Ram Raja, he talked about it. But how many of us probably are willing to live a Rama's life? Everyone loves Rama. Everyone believes he is the ultimate God. But Rama's life, if you look at, when he lived, is a epitome of miseries after miseries after miseries. He did not get in his lifetime whatever he wanted, except serving to the people who all he wanted to do it. He did not get anything. When he wanted his father at the best time when he wanted, his father could not be there. When he wanted to have a good life with his wife, even though his honeymoon was a misery. I don't think any human being here would love to have a honeymoon of what Rama and Sita had. It was a misery. When the children of Rama wanted the most of the father, he was not there with them. But if you look at Rama's history, he's a complete package of miseries. Miseries after miseries after miseries. I would love to be a Krishna rather than Rama. 16,000 women, that's what Bhagavad Gita says, 16,000 women. All the 16,000 were very happy. He still lived a brahmachari. It's an ideal situation. And vibration all over. And he decided what he wanted to do it. Even Paurnami changed, Amavasya changed. Whatever he wanted to change, he wanted to change. But Rama, like some of the good entrepreneurs like us, wanted to stay firm and getting beaten up. All the time. Getting beaten up, beaten up, beaten up. One after the one after the other. I do not know whether you would like to have Ram Rajya, where you will be beaten up throughout, or you would like to have Krishna Rajya, you create your own space and rule the way you want it. I'm not still sure what is the best. Probably we are all happy. We have one man. He is leading a life of Ramakrishna, which is nothing but Narendra Modi. For him, he is living Rama, whereas he does all Krishna's activity. That's a big learning. One has to be Rama individually. When it comes to me, personally, I need to be a Rama. When it comes to values, when it comes to my father, when it comes to my mother, when it comes to my brothers, siblings, wife, Rama was the best husband. Rama was the best father. Rama was the best son one can ever imagine. Rama was the best ruler the public can have. But did he have the best of life? No. He did not have the best of life. But he was the best for everyone. Whereas on the other side, Krishna has been phenomenal. He was the best for himself and he was also the best for everyone and created that. So as an entrepreneur or every citizen, probably for the society be a Krishna, for your sake probably be a Rama. I see Sri also to some extent being a Rama, not a Krishna, probably should start working on that. I'm sure the book will reveal quite a lot of new things. But some time back I read a newspaper article. I do not know whether it was Hindustan Times in Bombay. When I was coming back from Nariman Point to airport, I was reading the newspaper. Article talked about it. Those days, if you recall Bombay, a lot of elderly people here. Just outside Bombay airport, that traffic, old airport, not the new airport, the traffic signal used to have a long queue. And there will be a lot of poor people will be knocking at your window for 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 1 rupee, whatever the money they were looking for. That article talked about it. The noise has been increasing day by day. It's a question of time. The noise will be powerful. There won't be a gap between you and the person who is standing outside. That's most, it's not too far. It's only a little more stronger knock. The gap between you and him will be zero thereafter. So before that becomes zero, we need to act. We need to quickly act on eliminating corruption. That's the major one. But we cannot be complaining about it. Probably you should pick up a topic on writing. One is, eliminating corruption. See, we are on a technological world today. We are in 21st century. Technology decides everything. You are in Silicon Valley now. How technology can be used in eliminating corruption? One is, you rightly talked about bureaucrats. Unfortunately, I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of business. I cannot talk against any bureaucrat. If I talk about it, we'll pay a big price for that. So, I cannot talk about it. You have the privilege. So, hence, I will resist on that. On the other hand, but technology is one area. I think, I gave a suggestion. For example, I'm in housing business, housing for all. How do you get it real? Is one, we talked about it. I sent a note still, probably someday it'll see a light. I said, create a law. Do not have any approval, requirements. It's a technology. You can put a GPS for the entire country. You can decide in this location what building can come up, what should be the setback, what should be the height and all that. Peculiar in our country, if you build a house in plot number 320, 6th cross, you go and get an approval from airport authority for your height. Somebody is building 319 or 321, you should also go next day for airport approval. Can they not decide airport approval is for this street, there is no, this is the limit. So technology can play a major role. I said, you give all that, put it in GPS, put it in system. Once it is done, computer can do this. Then how do we control? You put a simple law, 15 years time from whenever you get the approval, automatic. 15 years time, if there is any violation found, the building and land belongs to you. Belongs to the government, simple law. Government also can get lots and lots of money. And technology, if you give it Infosys or TCS, they will do it in 15 days time or 30 days time. And they will do it for free. You don't need to pay also. As you rightly said, that be for who are the people will not accept it. So, unless there is a change coming in, I'm sure. Ramakrishna, our Ramakrishna can do only little at this point of time because he has been a Rama all along. He has started behaving like Krishna. It will take some more time for him to be a full-fledged Krishna to change it. I'm sure 2019, 2024 will do that. Let's pray God on that. Thank you.